Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for joining STANA this year in honor of Parosmia Awareness Day 2026. This year, it has been 5 years post-COVID, and a lot of people are still dealing with parosmia. So we wanted to connect with you and learn more about your story and what inspired you to start Parosmia Awareness Day. So let's start off with that. Can you share a little bit more about your background with parosmia and how you decided to start the Parosmia Awareness Day?
Hi, Katie. Sure. I'm Linda. I started Parosmia Awareness Day because in 2019, before COVID, I had just a common cold, upper respiratory infection. And as I was getting better and I lost my sense of smell and taste altogether. And as that was coming back months later, I started to notice that things were smelling funny, bad, weird, not normal. Um, and I was looking on the internet for help. I asked my doctor and I couldn't find much information. Doctor didn't have any information. And I just thought it was me. There's something really wrong with me. I'm going crazy. But COVID started and once that got going, people started saying that they were losing their taste and smell. And then eventually they were smelling funny things. And I was researching again and found that it was called parosmia. And I told my doctor, and I thought, well, no one has information and there are other people that have this condition. Maybe I should start a group or something, or
Hmm.
just information so that other people could find it and not feel alone and maybe get some help too.
Yeah, I mean, that's excellent motivation, a great reason to start an organization. And it actually reminds me of how I got involved in this space and helped start STANA because just like you're sharing, there really were no resources that I could find. And so I think we're just go-getters, Linda. We just go out and make things happen, right?
That's what that's what has to be done. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I know we spoke last year for Parosmia Awareness Day 2025. And so this year, I wanted to kind of focus on what has really changed since Parosmia Awareness Day began. What hasn't changed, and what do you think patients still need the most right now?
Well, I talked to a lot of people. I've been on different groups. I think the most important thing that people find helpful is being able to talk to others about it who have it, being able to see what others are doing. Just it makes them feel more validated. What has changed? I know some places have come up with like fragrance-free things. Not many food industries have changed anything. And I know there's been a lot of research and there's been a lot of trying different ways to make it better or make it go away, but a lot of things really aren't in the medical field right now. There just needs to be more research.
Hmm. Absolutely. I have this theory in my brain that I know when women are pregnant and they have like a reaction to bad smells, I'm almost wondering if that's like parosmia, like pregnancy parosmia, like due to hormones or something. But to me, that seems the same because
It's
they're smelling things that normally don't bother them, and now they're like really off-putting. So,
really sensitive to smells.
yeah,
It
I
could be a
wonder if that
hormonal thing. It could
is
be
related.
even like pregnancy or menopause.
Hmm.
Maybe it would start then. If you have a lot of stress, I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know for sure, but there's a lot of things that could initially trigger it, I'm sure. But there needs to be more research into this too, still.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have your website that people can visit. So Parosmia Awareness is your website. And so have you seen any patterns from people who get in touch with you? Like, what are they talking about as far as the things that bother them? Are there common food triggers? Are there common like hygiene products? What are the things that you hear from people who are living with parosmia?
I hear a lot of people have problems with coffee. It's a very common one. Coffee, citrus, um, meat. is very common. Grilling meat, cooking meat in the house, and then eating meat, and it doesn't taste like it should. And it's very hard to get past that to be able to eat normally. Um, I know that people say that hot things, eat hot tea, hot coffee, hot food is worse.
Mm,
So, um, trying to have maybe iced tea, iced coffees, colder salads, fruits, whatever fruits you can tolerate is better. Um, some people can't tolerate melons or citrus. And for other products, I know, like laundry detergent doesn't smell clean, doesn't smell good.
yeah,
Fragrance-free things also don't smell good because you smell the chemicals in it instead. Sometimes I
fascinating.
wonder if what I'm smelling, the bad part of things, is stuff that's actually bad. You shouldn't be eating this stuff. You shouldn't be naturally having these chemicals in your food products and your um, laundry detergents and shower soaps and shampoos and
Mm.
stuff. So there
So it's
needs to
almost
be
like
more.
maybe you're like hyper aware of the
Yeah,
chemical smells.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. And most
yeah.
people like aren't perceiving that at that same
Right,
level.
right.
Honestly, it sounds very frustrating, to just not be able to trust your own senses.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's depressing, because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people forget that you have this condition over the years since I've had it. It gets better, but it's still there. Um, I can't use the normal cleaning products that other people use. And if someone else does happen to use it around me, it starts to give me a headache. It starts to make me cough still. But people forget. So that's frustrating. It's depressing. And then it makes some people not want to go out in public
Mm,
because it's everywhere. The food in restaurants, the cleaning chemicals everywhere. And if it's going to make you sick, you don't want to go out in public with that.
right.
So it's
So
isolating.
it's pretty easy to like, self-isolate, like you just said. Yeah.
Yeah,
So since you've been dealing with this for quite a while, and we are now 5 years post-COVID, so there's probably a lot of other people who've been dealing with this for that same amount of time,
I'm
5 years
sure.
or more at this point.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do you have for someone who's maybe in their first few months of parosmia? Like, what do you wish someone had told you that would have been
Well,
helpful to you in your first few months?
I say, don't give up. It's really, really bad in the beginning. Like, just breathing is difficult. Anything, anywhere. But don't give up. It's frustrating, but it does get better. People would tell me that, and I would think, I don't know how this is going to get better. It's not that you get used to it. I think the sense comes back slightly, or maybe it changes so that you don't smell as much. It's the real strong things that are really bad that are still around that bother me more. I would say maybe go to some kind of events that are outside. I'm surprised that I do like a campfire, which surprises me. I don't like the smell of fireworks or birthday candles, and those are common things that you're going to associate with all year long.
Yeah.
Someone
Well,
blows
it's
up a birthday
interesting
candle.
that campfire is good, but like candles and
Yeah,
other
it is.
fire type things are not.
And they all have their own scent, distinct scent to me, but
Uh-huh.
other people wouldn't really think of it like that.
Yeah. Well, I do want to dive a little bit into like this emotional aspect of living with parosmia, right? Because it's socially isolating, like you mentioned. It can be depressing. It can be probably really hard to explain to someone because it
Yeah.
is invisible. What do you think people often misunderstand about how much of an emotional impact parosmia has?
People really, it's hard to describe, and people don't understand that. They think you're making it up, and that makes you feel um not validated.
Mm,
Um, how can you describe something that you've never smelled before? You can't like now, it's just so hard to describe.
Okay, so Linda, I'd like to ask you, what are your thoughts on what needs to change with healthcare providers? Like, what can patients do or what can clinicians do to improve the lives of those who are dealing with parosmia?
Well, we need to be able to talk to healthcare providers so they give us more information. Um, I try to bring up the subject on my own sometimes because they don't even know what it is. A lot of times, if I'm at an appointment for myself or a family member, I ask the medical professional, do they know what parosmia is? And most of the time they don't. Um, so just to start the conversation and I try to explain it to them, and they're just fascinated with what I'm telling them because they've never heard people talk about it before. They don't know what advice to give you. They don't know how to answer you for anything. So they need to, I think, research more to be able to help people, to be able to give them answers of where to go and what solid advice they could say for people. So I just think we need to be able to talk about it more. I've talked to student nurses um, and just brought up, here's your um, lesson for the day. Here's a
Hmm.
question. What is parosmia? And they don't know.
Hmm.
And maybe if you get them thinking about it, because they're still learning, they're still in the, school, they'll want to research it more for the future.
Hmm. No, that's excellent. That's good that you're out there having those conversations with the future healthcare providers. And typically, when we go to the doctor, we're spending more time with like nurses or medical assistants, and then they do like checking your blood pressure, checking your temperature, your vitals, basically. So I think it is important to educate those folks about what people are experiencing.
Yeah, maybe if there was a pamphlet that they could hand out, even just a simple something like that.
Hmm.
Um, so we could get the word out more, just to talk about it to people.
Hmm.
So it
Absolutely.
it's an invisible disability, and so since it's invisible, no one knows about it, no one wants to talk about it, and even when I talk to friends or something, and I say parosmia, and they're like, "Oh, that's that smell issue you have," or
Mm.
that's
Very
just so,
minimizing. Yeah.
yeah, minimizing, not validating. So,
Well, one thing that comes up for me, a question that I have for you is a coping strategy for you because I know that you work and so you have to go into a place and be there for certain hours of the day. So, how do you handle the parosmia smells, the smells being distorted at work? Like, do you have any tips or any advice or any things that work for you?
well, when I'm cleaning my work area at the end of the day, they asked me, what can we do to help you with the cleaning chemicals? So they bought me special chemicals just to clean my space with. And if other people come by and use their chemicals to clean around me, I start to cough and I get a headache. Sometimes I feel nauseous. So it really helps to find the right cleaning supplies for yourself.
Hmm.
They're not all the same.
That's excellent. I'm glad that your work did that for you. That's important. Hopefully that makes you feel validated that
Oh,
they took
yeah.
that care.
They're always trying to help me with different things.
That's great. That's amazing. So I think I'd like us to finish our conversation with sharing what kind of action people can take this year for Parosmia Awareness Day 2026. We are inviting people to submit their stories so that we can help raise awareness about this invisible condition. So, can you share how can people submit their story on your website? And then I can share some other ways that they can submit.
Yeah, to be able to talk about it more. It'd be great to have people's testimonials or their story. So on my website, www.parosmia-awareness.com, on the homepage, the welcome page, you scroll down a little bit, it'll say Parosmia Awareness 2026, how to share your story. If you click on that, it'll take you to the testimonials page, and there's a form there to fill out with your story, whatever you want to put. Um, and we'll have that as part of our testimonials on our website there.
That's great. Thank you. Also, from Stana's end, to help promote awareness about parosmia, make sure that you check us out on our social media pages. We've posted a campaign this year, basically share your parosmia story with us so that we can raise awareness. And so you can either do this written, so we have a form that you can submit, a written quote about what it's like with living with parosmia and the one thing you wish people would know. So you can do that in a written format. Or if you'd like to, you can also submit a video, and there is a link where you can go and upload a video talking about what you would like people to understand about living with parosmia. So there's 3 different ways that you can share your story, and it does matter. It's very important that you share your story with the world because, like Linda mentioned, a lot of people don't understand this condition. They don't understand what it means 5 years after COVID to still be dealing with these things. And I think the more we talk about it, the more people will be aware of it. The nurses who are learning will be aware of it. So I think the more that we can share, the better
Yeah,
awareness we
yeah.
can raise
Start the
and hopefully
conversation.
find a cure.
Thank you.
So I want to say thank you to Linda for joining today for Parosmia Awareness Day 2026. Call to action to all of you listening to our conversation is visit the website, submit your testimonial, check out Stana's social media pages, submit that way if you'd like, and we'll be posting those throughout the month of June. So thanks again, Linda, and I hope that we find a cure for this condition.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.